So then Thursday night, it was finally time for my pre-WrestleMania hype show of Smark guys with special co-host Gahul. And for those who don't know, because a lot of people didn't, Gahul is the former co-host of a pro wrestling commentary show. He used to do it with PPP until they had a falling out, and basically he kicked him off of that show, and then it just stopped being made. Yes, I'm not kidding you. PPP has now been kicked off of 2 wrestling commentary shows. He's just not very good at it, apparently. 2 in a row, and both times for drama. History seems to be repeating itself, okay? Anyway, I'm not here to rehash drama or anything like that. You can go watch Smart Guys on the DSP Reacts channel on YouTube. That's at DSP Reacts right now in its entirety. The first hour was history and drama. And then we did 2 solid hours of great wrestling commentary. I'm getting feedback that people felt Gahul actually was the best host overall when it came to wrestling know-how and good takes on pro wrestling. However, he had the worst technical setup. For some bizarre reason, his internet connection with Discord kept getting very bad, and he kept sounding robotic and chopping up. And that sucks, because obviously when you're doing a wrestling commentary show, you need it to be consistent. You need it to be working, right? So it did suck that happened, but overall, I think the quality of the commentary was great. I think we had great chemistry going back and forth talking about wrestling, and it was a good show. So if you haven't seen it yet, I hope that you'll check it out. Now, the funny part about this is, okay, there are actual idiots on the internet saying things like, wow, Phil picked the worst co-hosts, and Phil just doesn't get it. He had an opportunity and he squandered it because he could have had Boogie or Wings of Redemption as one of the hosts. Or he could have continued into the Sector and he could have had Mersh as a host. Or he could have had so-and-so or so-and-so. And this was the big opportunity. He had all eyes on him. To which I say, wow, you guys are really fucking stupid. You don't seem to get it. All right? You really don't. I don't care about drama. When I partake in internet drama, I don't get a boost of attention. I don't get any kind of positivity or support. My audience doesn't want it. It's a waste of time. I don't understand how people don't get this yet. Really, I don't. The people who came to this channel and gave me a boost of attention back in the fall were not my audience. My audience were telling me, what are you doing? This isn't good. This is going down a path that we feel is leading you towards things we're not interested in. And we're nervous that you're going to get too involved in this and that you're not going to be able to come back. Correct? Did that not happen? I had people who were longtime viewers and fans who said, we're sorry, we're going to have to say goodbye. And what I saw happening was me now having reliance on, quite frankly, a pretty toxic audience of people who only would support me when I was doing drama content, which I didn't want to do constantly. So I got myself out of that situation. Get it? But the funny part is, doing Smark Guys the way that I just did, having the 3 hosts that I did, there was some drama. But you notice something. It wasn't the focus. It didn't derail the show. The content of the wrestling portions of the show was very good. Much better than it had been previously with my former co-host. So having the 3 variety of hosts actually worked really well, in my opinion. And it showed that Smark Guys as a wrestling commentary show has legs and can stand on its own. But that's the thing. It has to be treated like a wrestling commentary show, and it has to be supported as such. I feel like, sadly, because the show was started as a drama show, I don't know how long it has. All right? So, anyway, the show went well. We actually hit the goal. We exceeded the goal and opened 2 packs of WWE Topps cards. But let's be honest. We did that because a couple of people came by and dropped a bunch of sub bombs on the stream. It wasn't because overall people were throwing support towards Smart Guys. It was because a small group of people came by last minute and dropped a bunch of support. That's not really how it should work. Okay, just being very honest with all of you. All right. It should work where there's enough of an audience that like the content, want that content, and will support it over time. Not, oh, at the last minute, one or two people dropped by and decided to drop a couple sub bombs. So it makes me very skeptical about the show's future. Okay. To be honest, I think tomorrow, my WrestleMania Super Show might actually make or break the future of the show. If the show goes well and gets attendance and gets engagement and gets support, then maybe I'll continue doing Smart Guys regularly. If tomorrow's show ends up sputtering out and flopping, especially because it's going to be a extra long WrestleMania Super Show, all right, and I'm putting a lot of extra time and effort into this to do it for you. If this doesn't work, I might put Smart Guys on hold, on a hiatus, and come back at a future date. I might just say, that's it. The whole intention of Smart Guys was to do wrestling commentary from January to WrestleMania. That was always my intention. And then after WrestleMania, to see how it, if I got back enough into wrestling that I wanted to continue doing it. Okay. I'll be honest with everybody. I have enjoyed doing it for sure, but it gets a bit boring too when you have these bye weeks where there's not a lot going on. And what I'm thinking is maybe if I were to continue on with Smart Guys, instead of it just being Raw and SmackDown every week, I would start to alternate, and maybe other weeks, maybe one week I check out NXT just to see what NXT is like. Maybe one week I check out AEW, right? I mix it up. So it's not, hey, every single week it's just Raw, SmackDown, Raw, SmackDown, Raw, SmackDown. I do feel like it gets played out. And I actually felt like this show that I did on Thursday, which was a WrestleMania hype build-up show where all I did was went through each match at WrestleMania and the plots leading up to it and what I think would happen. I liked that format better than treating the show like a play-by-play results show where every week I'm just reading this match happened, this promo happened, this match happened, this promo happened. I think that gets boring. I really do. I feel like sometimes if I'm just going through the results, it's just I'm not having a good time, especially if a show was a week show. But now I have to waste time talking about it. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. All right. But here's the thing. This all depends on tomorrow. No ifs, ands, or buts. Tomorrow, if Smart Guys goes well, then I will consider doing it weekly, regularly, but maybe mixing up the content. Instead of just being Raw and SmackDown, maybe we'll have alternating weeks of different content. That also goes for the hosts. So one week I may have no host. One week I may have one of the three hosts that have guest starred. One week I may have another one of the hosts on the show. And maybe I'll have some new hosts eventually too. Okay, so let's all see how it goes, hinging on tomorrow, and then we'll move forward. Speaking of which, I guess I should talk about it now because we're already talking about it. So here's how tomorrow's going to go. Okay, I am going to do a podcast, but it is a abridged podcast. The podcast tomorrow will start around 11:15 a.m. and will run till around noon, and then it's going offline. It's going to be a short podcast just to get everyone caught up on what happened today and if there's any gaming news, and that's it. Then the stream is going to restart over on DSP Reacts and, of course, on Kick. And it's going to be the WrestleMania Smart Guy Super Show, where for 4 hours, I'm going to talk about WrestleMania. The first 45 minutes, I'll be basically talking about my overall thoughts about the show, specific matches. Then our first guest host will arrive, Ethan Ralph. He'll be on for probably about 45 minutes discussing what he thought was the best and worst of WrestleMania. What was atrocious? What does he think about the outcomes of the big matches? After he's gone, there's going to be another kind of central hour where I talk more about my thoughts. And we are going to get Cypress TV. He cannot be on the show. Sadly, he's busy, but he's going to write me up his thoughts about WrestleMania. And we're going to read his thoughts and react to those together. I can't wait to hear his thoughts. And then at the very end of the show, probably the last half hour, Gahul's going to join us. And he's going to tell us his overall thoughts about WrestleMania. So we are going to have all three guest co-hosts as part of the WrestleMania Super Show tomorrow. 2 live and 1 is kind of a pre-recorded thoughts that we'll review together and respond to. Okay? So yeah, FYI, tomorrow will be the longest wrestling commentary show I have ever done. 4 hours, starting at noon, running till 4 p.m. Okay? So you see what I'm saying? Since I'm putting this much effort into Smark, guys, I seriously hope people will show up, engage, and support with that super stream, and that it will do well. If it does well, we have 5 more packs of cards to open. That's right. We have 5 more packs over there. So depending on every $100 level of support, I'll open a new pack of WWE Topps cards. Okay? And let's see how it goes. And no, there's no drama tomorrow at all. Tomorrow is going to just be discussing WrestleMania. That's it. No drama whatsoever on the show. Just wrestling talk. Okay? And for the record, that's how I am planning on conducting the show moving forward, unless there's a reason. Like, let's say I have a special new co-host on one week as a co-host of Smart Guys, and it's someone who we have interesting stuff to talk about. Then maybe the first hour of the show would be that, and then the second half would be wrestling commentary. But moving forward, I'm planning on not having drama anymore. I just want it to be about wrestling, okay? So there you go. All right. So that's tomorrow. I hope all of you will join me on a bridged podcast here, but then head over to watch the Smark Guys WrestleMania Super Show, and hopefully it goes well. And if it does, it'll determine the future. You know, I'll say this. If it goes well tomorrow, I will not do another show on Thursday. We'll wait, and that'll be the week after. That will kind of do the next episode of Smart Guys. And I'll have to determine, do I want it to just be about the post-WrestleMania Raw and SmackDown, or do I want it to be about, maybe I'll watch some AEW and see how they're trying to compete? We'll see. We'll think about it.